tonight we're going to give this award for outstanding courage and kindness to 5 more unsung heroes and heroines. Like the 2 British lorry drivers who dragged 3 survivors from this blazing petrol station in Belgium. And the Cheshire woman who has fought with incredible determination to help sufferers of a crippling disease which affects millions of people in this country alone. And the Sunderland man who saved a teenager's life after a dreadful road accident.
Of course, none of the stars of the show is aware of what's going on, nor do they know that their so-called friends and family have been telling them whopping great lies for months to get them here tonight. Lorry drivers Alan Sharp and John Piff didn't know that they were about to meet on a golf course in Wiltshire. It's actually taken weeks of plotting and planning to get them both halfway across Europe. Anne Maudsley thought she was just another member of the National Lottery audience until she discovered it was you. And right now, staff nurse Jonathan Coombs is having a quick drink with his boss before they go to a fitness class. Do I get the impression he's not taking it seriously? But it's a fitness class with a difference. It's tucked away behind our set here and riddled with secret cameras.
Our first story tonight hit the front pages. You may remember last summer reading about a horrific explosion at a Belgian petrol station. 16 people died. What you may not know is the real heroes of this story were 2 British lorry drivers. To nominate them for their awards tonight, please welcome from Belgium, Liliane Jacquemin. First of all, Liliane, tell us the names of these 2 lorry drivers.
Alan Sharp and John Piff.
Now, this huge explosion that really destroyed the whole cafe, what caused it?
We don't know yet. We can't tell yet. They are still examining.
Now, I think we'd better break the news to our viewers, the name of your cafe, because it means something slightly different in English. Tell us what it's called.
The Wally Stop.
Well, Wally.
Wally Stop.
Wally Stop.
Yes, it's an abbreviation from Wallonie, the southern part of Belgium.
Right. And
so
do you know what it means in English?
I know.
But clearly it doesn't put your customers off. We're going to see exactly what Alan and John did in a moment. But first, of course, we had to get them together to break the news to them that they were each going to receive a heart of gold.
Well, that wasn't as easy as it sounds. You see, John lives in Holland and works for a Dutch haulage company. And Alan lives in Nottingham and works for a British company. They both spend their working lives travelling across Europe and they only ever meet on the road. So this is what we did. Now concentrate. We got John's employer to send him to Britain and collect a load which became mysteriously delayed. Then a mate of his just happened to bump into him and offer him a round of golf. Then we got Alan's employer to send him on a trip to the same golf course. Confused? Well, that wasn't all. Esther was also there filming a teach-yourself golf video at the same place at the same time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Robin Day has shown us how to add sail, and Gloria Hunniford was a real heroine in pot bowling. Now they've asked me to show you how it's done when it comes to golf. I don't know all that much about golf, but I do know that here we are in the golfer's nightmare, aren't we, Lawrence?
We are indeed, yes.
Alan was arriving, so golf instructor Lawrence pretended he'd been suddenly called away.
People who'd want to get into this position.
I'll go.
Excuse me.
Do you mind? Do you mind? Oh, come and help me. Come and help me. Oh, come on. You've been so lovely.
Thank you.
I had to get John into a position where he wouldn't see Alan parking his lorry. This can't be right.
Yes, it is. He was giving you the wrong lesson.
At least we hit the ball.
Yeah,
look, seriously, you're better than he is. I don't think we did that brilliantly.
No, I don't think so.
Once more. Once more. Right. Get your hands over the thingy.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got someone else in the crowd. So come and join us. Right, are you ready? Put your hands over mine. Put your hands over mine. Pardon? Why is he laughing? Why is he laughing? Well, bad goes my lesson, that's it.
Don't take it.
Oh, is this stitch up, right?
No, it is.
You've got a lorry in the car park, aren't they?
How are you?
All right, yeah. Hello.
Do you two know each other?
Intimately, yeah. As you're probably aware.
No, come on. I've been stitched up here.
Only stitched up a little. Only stitched up a little. You heard of a programme called Hearts of Gold?
Yeah.
Do you know a lady called Liliane who runs a cafe and petrol station in Belgium?
We do.
Yeah.
She asked us to honour you for your bravery in saving all those lives, those 3 people who would otherwise be dead. And that's why you had to play a game of golf with me.
Gee.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alan Sharp and John Piff. That lorry drivers were so fond of hugging people. You hug each other, you hug Liliane. They had no idea Liliane was going to be here, did they?
No.
Is it nice to see her?
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Have you gone, John?
Yes, I think so.
Now, did you know that lorry drivers, here you are,
Thank you.
occasionally get overcome by emotion? Tell us why you feel so strongly.
I don't know, it was just a traumatic night. And I just feel sorry for the people we couldn't help.
Hold on a moment, because what the viewers don't know is at what cost, at what risk to your own lives you saved those 3. Liliane has put together a film for us so our viewers can see what you risked that day.
At least 12 people have been killed and several others injured in an explosion in Belgium. The blast happened at a petrol station in the eastern town of Enaten, near the German border. The authorities say a restaurant was destroyed in the fire.
It was a Sunday, as every Sunday. I have been serving breakfast until about 11 o'clock when Veronique came to work. Then we worked together until 1 o'clock. And then I had to go home because Marlene started.
The emergency services got a call at 5:30. They were on their way when a customer told me about the explosion.
I just laughed. I thought it was a joke. And then when I saw his face all shaky, I understood there was something very serious. And when we came through the village, in the sky there was a big, big black smoke column.
Clement was on his way to collect his daughter, Veronique, a waitress at a cafe.
I was convicted that Veronique was still in the building, in fire. And that all was hopeless.
What we saw at that moment was just terrible. We saw the big, big flames. I never saw a fire like that.
3 people managed to crawl out, including Ewald Bourle, a regular customer.
I'd been there for 5 minutes. I went to the bar, ordered a coffee, and suddenly there was an explosion. The next minute, I was flying through the air. I could see the sky, and I could see Marlene, but I couldn't move my legs anymore. Then, using my hands, I clambered over something, and luckily, I ended up outside.
Under my foot, the flow come up, and I have a push in my back, an explosion in my head, and I have not air.
I just remember that I wake up a moment and I saw some flames, I think, and I heard a man who was speaking English to me. I think it was Alan. And after I wake up again on the grass, and Alan was over to me and he was saying me, "You're alive. The ambulance are coming, you're alive."
In fact, John and Alan had saved all 3, and they were soon making worldwide news.
Il y a 16 morts, dont 10 Belges, une édition spéciale du journal depuis Enaten.
I arrived 4:30, I went inside for 2 beers, and I paid and I come out, and then 10-15 minutes after, there's just one hell of a bang. And it was unbelievable, really unbelievable, the mess, the carnage. We've managed to get 3 people out, but we were scared of the filling station for fire, so we brought the people over here. But the fire was 10-15 minutes after. you couldn't do anything. I mean, the thing had collapsed so bad.
There was a young girl, she was screaming. I grabbed her and pulled her out. Just pulled. She says, I said, no problem, you're alive. Just pull, pull, pull. It was a German man. He had gone in with me to help, and the roof fell on him. So I pull him out. I take him out. And then a woman in the corner, she was screaming also. I grab her and pull her out.
When we arrived, we saw the 3 victims and the 2 English truck drivers, John and Ellen, and only the 2 truck drivers with the victims. Then they helped us to take the victims in our ambulance, and it was so hot that our hair was burning and the iron construction was bending.
We took each other in our arms and we just cried, I think, because they were all shook up. Alan couldn't speak at that moment. And John, the most important thing he told me was, you don't have to worry for the 2 waitresses. They are just injured. And they went to the hospital. And they said they helped as much as they could help.
Lilian was the first person that I have seen, and she was with Alan and John, and she told me that Veronique was saved and alive.
I don't know, you feel sad and you feel lucky. You're lucky you're here. And you're sad for the people we couldn't help. I mean, there were still people there screaming for help, and we couldn't do nothing. Nothing.
People were screaming, shouting for help, so we went in to help. The roof was falling in, and when the fire started, we could do no more.
They could have been injured themselves or dying themselves, because there could have been another explosion, or the fire could have come all of a sudden towards them. They took a big, big risk to help people they didn't know very well. And that's very brave.
And as it emerged later, the only rescue effort had been carried out by British truck drivers. Their efforts earned the praise of the Belgian monarch, King Albert, who visited survivors last night and later thanked the British drivers personally.
I was in the hospital for 2 months because of my serious injuries, and then Alan and John came to visit me. I haven't forgotten them, and they haven't forgotten me.
I and my family, we're beginning now a new life. I have at sea too, Alan and John. Our house is your house.
Alan and John are very brave men. They have a lot of courage. They have saved my life and the life of other people, and I'm very grateful to them.
Well, I think everybody understands now why you were so overwhelmed by the memories of that day. It must have been quite horrific. John, didn't you have any moment of thinking, I'd better not go in there because I might get badly hurt myself?
People keep asking if people's in trouble. I mean, you will help them. I helped you in the bunker at Marlborough Golf Course.
That was good of you.
I had to get out the truck as well.
Those 3 that you saved, how are they now?
I'm lucky. I mean, I pass through Belgium every 2 weeks, so I can telephone to Lillian. I get an idea how they are, but...
It's not the same as meeting them. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now the 3 they saved: Veronique Collard, Marlene Mostert and Ewald Bourlet. Well, Veronique, you've come a very long way to see these 2. Why?
You have saved my life. That's all.
Marlene, Ewald, is there anything you would like to say to Alan and John?
I say thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, very, very much.
Alan and John.
This is my greatest reward.
Best award you can have. 3 trophies here.
But me, it's the only thing I can do officially is to give you that heart of gold.
Liliane?